Same here, sir.
Thank you very much. Great. Jesus said something that on the last, Bible says that on the third day of the feast, Jesus stood up with a loud voice and shouted, "If any man is thirsty, let him come to me." So I was wondering, on the last day and on the great day of the feast, he's still asking if anybody is thirsty. So what have we been drinking since? Because I know there's always more. There's still more. I believe that there's so much to be learned, there's so much to be known, there's so much to be understood, there's so much that you can't cover it in your lifetime. I can't cover all that needs to be learned in my lifetime. That's why I've dedicated myself to constant, continuous, daily learning. Before coming here, I was just reading about Queen Elizabeth. Just recently passed on. Her gentle soul rest in peace. And I was just so fascinated. I was like, wow, this is just look at a family of royals. It's looking at them alone just gave me this surge of energy that guy, bro, you still get far place to reach. So no dulling. So I believe that there's still so much to be learned. There's still so much to be learned, and committing ourselves to constant learning is going to be one of the greatest and most important decisions we make in our lives. Giving out your time, giving out your resource, giving out whatever it will cost for you to get a greater level of understanding, a greater level of, I told us yesterday or the day before yesterday that the main aim, the main purpose of the miracle of men, what we stand for really is to understand the minds of men, that vast nature that man carries called his mind. Understand it and then have access to, because we said that everything that is valuable is covered, and we agree that man is the most valuable thing here on earth. And for it to be that valuable, there must be something covering it. And I believe that that covering is the mind. And after you get access to the mind of a man, find out that you have access to every riches, every value, every miracle attached to a man. If you can find a good spot in the heart or in the mind of a man, I believe that getting the hand of that man wouldn't be too hard. So if you compel yourself and put yourself under constant learning, don't take it for granted that you are learning something daily or you're learning something weekly or fortnightly. Giving yourself to learning can be one of the greatest decisions you make. So you're coming here, Great, Blossom, Tifo, Florence, and myself, and every other person who is following, you're coming here is not for granted. You're not wasting time. You're not wasting energy. You're not wasting money. You're not wasting effort. So once more, I'll say thank you for coming. Honestly, I don't take your coming. Look at how I'm just blushing. Like, I don't take your coming for granted, sincerely. Some of you have been playing full out since Thursday, and I just feel overjoyed. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming. I don't take your coming for granted at all. Never will I do that. So just a quick recap on what we did yesterday before we continue. I think there was, we talked about the law of appearance. Sorry. We said that after we've done due diligence to make our work, our business, our service, whatever we represent, after we've done due diligence to make it accurate, exact, and perfect, deviating only within acceptable limits, the next step is to get that diligent work now out there to people who need it. So we find out that we've built, we've learned, we've given due diligence to fight and make sure that the graphics we design, the cake we bake, as a public speaker, your sermon or your speech is so diligent. You can't wait to share it out there. And yesterday we figured out that it's not everybody that thinks the way we think. So we talked about the fact that most people look at the outward appearance first when they come to you. We talked about that people are only attracted by what they are familiar with. We also talked about the fact that different people are familiar with different things. And the major concern, the major goal of yesterday's class was to package our content in a context. To package our content in a context that is relevant to our desired audience, and we gave several tips on how to do so. We talked about being interested in the other person, never criticizing the other person, packaging it in a way that speaks loudly to them. Talked about how if you read your audience, or you read the people you are going to get to package you're going to give your product or your service to, figure out the things that are important to them, and then shape your context in such a way that it speaks louder to them. I spoke about our precious people, nigeriasermon.com, the people who they upload the preachings of the top men of God in Nigeria, preachings of Apostle Joshua Selman, preachings of Apostle Oropo, Bishop Oyedepo, Adeboye, and the rest. So I approached them to get them to advertise this class on their platform, just as a means of trying out what I would want to teach. So I was like, okay, how do I do this thing now in such a way that they would agree to what I'm saying and then post it online on their platform? So when I got to them, I didn't just go there to tell them that this conference is going to do this conference is this, the miracle of men, we are this, we are that, we are this. I started first of all by appreciating them sincerely, and I did it sincerely. God knows I did it sincerely. I told them about all the things that they've been doing that I really appreciate. They sent 30 seconds of Apostle Joshua Selman's sermon, prophetic declaration, that's what they call it. So I talked about most of the things they do, and by passing, I just mentioned that, okay, I have this I'm doing, and I would love for them to advertise it to their audience. And even if there's anything I need to answer, any other further question I need to answer to get it out there, they should let me know. A while later, they now contacted me and they were like, okay, send us details. And I'm like, okay, is it details for the public or is it details for you? I was thinking maybe, okay, they want to get more details to scrutinize it. They were like, okay, for the public. I was like, wow, so this thing works. If I had gone there to talk about my product this, my product that, my product can do this, that's what most of us do sometimes. We are like, okay, I'm a graphics designer, or I'm a baker, or I'm a beauty care ambassador. And I'm like, buy my beauty care. My beauty care is the best in the market. My beauty care is this, my product is this, my product is that, my product is this. And the people are just like, okay, your product is yes. How does it concern us? However, if you package it in a context that speaks loudly to your audience, you want to get them to buy from you, you now talk to them about the things they value. So let me not overshoot into what we did yesterday. I would send, I said I was going to send the video on the YouTube page, but I decided I was going to work on it first before sending it, because there were some few touches I needed to make on the videos before sending. So immediately after this, 3 days after this class, I will be posting it on the YouTube page so that you go there and get it and listen to it again and again, because 20% of what I said was what whoever attended could get, and that's what research said. It's not what I will not be building it up. So that's why faith comes by hearing and hearing again. So that was what we did yesterday. So just let me rush into what we have. We have a lot. Honestly, we have a lot to do today. So I'll have to just have to rush into what we have today. So okay, it's back now. All right. Today we are going to be looking at, I summed all the laws we are going to be looking at into one, and then I'll give us 2 other bonus laws as a means of saying thank you. Carry me with you wherever you go as a business person. And I would advise that you get a writing material. This time we're going to write. I will send all the materials on WhatsApp WhatsApp and Telegram after the class. However, it will do you great service if you would write. So if you're with me, you can unmute your mic and just say you're with me so that I know if I'm not alone.
I'm with you.
I'm here, sir.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for being with me. Beautiful, I can see you, okay? All right. We are going into... Thank you very much. We're going into the law of seed time and harvest. The law of what? Seed time and harvest. So, the whole essence of this law, if I could get us to value the importance of man, we are most of us here, if not all of us, are business people. Did you know that you are in business because of people? Did you know that you're in business because there are people who are patronizing you? So your most valuable asset, believe me, is not the service you provide. Your most valuable asset is not the goods you sell. Trust me, your most valuable asset are the people who patronize you. So if I could get you to shift your mind to come to understand that my audience, my clientele are my most valuable asset. I've done a great job. For anyone who is in business, or anyone who has chosen a public life, well, even everybody, I believe, because when we were born, from when we were born till when we leave this place, we will encounter human beings. And as we said, human beings are the greatest treasures. If you can get the heart of a human being, if you can get the mind of a human being, there's nothing you can't get from the person if you play your cards right and sincerely. So, I wrote here that if you're in business, you should know that you're in business because people patronize you. And also that people patronize you. And people patronize you, because you're in business. So our minds have to be readjusted to accommodate more people. Because the more people we have, the more people who value what we have, the more we sell, the more we serve. I told us yesterday we should convert sales to service. The more we sell, the more we serve. So the miracle of men, as I said, is all about getting us to value people. Now, why I believe that is I was reading, remember the story I told us about Solomon's son and the people of Israel. I told us that the people of Israel came to Solomon's son and were like, your father when he was here, he treated us not so well. Everything was just so he was hard on us. Yes, that's the word. He was hard on us. But now we are begging you, please reduce the work for us. Your father has gone. It's you that is here now. Please reduce the work for us. He now went to the elders to ask them, what's your counsel? What do you think we should do about this thing? The elders were like, if you do this, and this, get them to be your people. And I told us that the place where they made the mistake, the place where I believe they made the mistake, was they didn't tell him the importance, they didn't tell him the value of having people. Your father, Solomon, if they had told the guy that Solomon, your father, wrote a parable that in the multitude of men is a king's honor, and princes are destroyed because of lack of them. If they had told him that, he would have taken their advice, regardless of the ego he had. However, now I can say that we have come to a place where we now value people. Yesterday, if you were here yesterday, and the first day, also have been re-emphasizing it about valuing people. Now, as business people, I believe that we have come to value the importance of it. We have come to know that in the multitude of men is a businessman's success. In the multitude of customers is a businessman's success. So now you have known why. Now let's know how. Let's know the seeds that we are going to sow. This law of seed time and harvest. The ultimate result is that, first of all, you get people to value you. People will buy from you. People want to be around you. You have relationships that are profitable. You have a good spot in the hearts of people. So that, okay, before I go into this, I read about something. I think it's Stephen Covey that wrote it, the writer of, I think it's Seventh Habit of Highly Successful People. Yes, that's the name. So I didn't write it down, so I'm just trying to get it in my brain. He talked about people having what he calls emotional bank accounts. And I believe that strongly. Everybody has an emotional bank account that we deposit trust into. We deposit money the way we have bank accounts, and we deposit naira or dollars or whatever your currency is for those who are in Russia and for those who are in Cameroon. And I want to say thank you guys for registering. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you very much. So whatever your currency is, you have a bank account where you deposit the money. The same way every human being has an emotional bank account. That is where you deposit trust, where relationship is bred. That is bread, not bread like the one you eat, to brood. So we deposit trust when we offer kindness, when we offer service, quality service, when we offer maybe after sales service, when we do things that we go out of our way to help people. And the result is that, first of all, you would get, when you ask for something from them, you can withdraw from that your emotional account, your account from that your bank. You can withdraw from your emotional bank account in their life to get them to do something. So once you deposit trust, it gets to a point where even when your communication, when you want to tell them to buy from you or to patronize you, when you want to tell them that, and they don't really understand, they will just check their emotional bank account and say, okay, this guy has a high level of patronage. The money we deposit plenty, so they will just do it. Communication becomes easy. People understand you well, and they trust you more when they have a high emotional bank account. However, pardon me, I'm having little itches with my throat. So, they will trust you more when you have a high emotional account. When you tell them to do something, they will easily do it for you because you are close to them, and if you now mess up, maybe you now do something wrong, you are withdrawn from that account. If you mess up small, you withdraw small. If you mess up big, you withdraw big, depending on how much of trust you have deposited in the account. A point comes when, if you don't have a sizable quantity of trust in that their emotional bank account, communication becomes strained. Any little thing, you will just get offended. That's what happens sometimes in marriage. Any little thing, you just get offended. Your friends just say something, you just get offended. The person doesn't want to see you. It will be very hard for you to tell them to do something. Everybody has that emotional bank account, and the reason why I'm saying this is because what the tips I'm going to be giving us now on how to get people to value us is going to deposit trust in our prospective customers. I will talk about later. Somebody should remind me to talk about later about how to get people online to value your product when you don't know them, when you have not met them in person. There are some general rules you can use to get them online. However, let's continue. So these ones are going to deposit trust. They're going to have a robust emotional bank account in the hearts of your customers, individually and collectively. Now, the first one is quite obvious. So we are in business, and we are in business to serve, not just to sell. Remember, turning sales to service. So as a business person, number one, be a servant to your customers. Be a servant to your customers. Some of you will be like, what is this? Are they not supposed to be the ones serving? No. If you do these things, I'm going to tell you, your customers will, whenever they need a product that you represent, it will be of your name that will be the first to ring in their mind. When you be a servant to them, when you provide a service that they can't provide for themselves. The reason why they are patronizing you is because they cannot do what they are doing, what you are doing rather. I cannot sew. I can only stitch if you give me a machine, and it's unprofessional stitching. So I will have to go and meet Tifo, who is a tailor, or Faithfulness, who is a tailor, a seamstress rather, and ask her to sew for me if she sews male cloth. If I could do it myself, I wouldn't have met her. I wouldn't have met them. So they come to you primarily because you can do what they cannot do for themselves. So you should take it as a privilege that, okay, these guys are depending on me to provide a service, to serve them, rather than going to some other place or doing it themselves. And getting that privilege, you tell yourself that these customers it gives you this mindset that you tell yourself that these customers are depending on me as a tailor or a seamstress to sew a beautiful dress for them. I need to serve them because, remember, day one, you are diligent. You are diligent. Day two, you know how to package it to get them. But remember, they may come once and they will not come again because maybe your emotional bank account in their life is small. But if you could have this mindset that, wow, they are depending on me to give them a beautiful dress, to give them a beautiful design, to give them a beautiful beauty care product, or to give them maybe a beautiful video or a beautiful cake, depending on what your business is. If you have that mindset that, yes, these guys are depending on me to bring a quality product as someone serving them, you figure out that they would see it. I told you that the human being's ability to pick insincerity and sincerity is very mysterious. That once they notice that, this guy is not sincere, they will just shift, just block their hearts, and you've lost them. Next time when they need a cloth, when they need a video, when they need a design, when they need your beauty care product, when they need your cake, they will come, they will look for, they may even think of you, but the memory will be vague. So the second one, which is very particular, is and I'm trying to rush because of time. We're already, God will help us. Be considerate to their needs. Now, as business people, you know, sometimes people enter business just to get a buck, just to get naira and some few kobos and change from business. And sorry, something like that has made many persons to come into business just to make the money and get out and just. But we also emphasize this about the need for being passionate about the things you do. For being passionate about the things you do. So when you are passionate about the things you do, it gives you this which word will I use now? This burning desire, yes. That first of all you want to serve, but you want to serve exceptionally. You want to serve in a way that matters. You want to serve in a way, in a context that speaks louder to your customers. Take for instance, let me say, which example will I use here? A graphics designer. If you to apply this law as a graphics designer, this tip of being considerate for their needs. When you make a design for somebody, they have come, you've attracted them. That day too, you've attracted them, and you want to get them to come again next time. Being considerate to their needs is asking for feedback. Did this graphics portray what you intended? Did this dress suit you? Did it fit you? Did this video hit the point? Was this cake sweet? Was it beautiful? Did it give the service it was supposed to give? Thoughtfully, consciously, and not don't do it flippantly. People will notice. Consciously, thoughtfully, and deliberately. That's the word. Get feedback from your customers. Always get feedback. Always get feedback. Ask them where you did well. That's important. Where you did well. Where they loved so much the part of the cake, or is it the first layer, the velvet part, or the strawberry part, or I don't know. I've not baked cake before. Ask them which one they love, and do it thoughtfully, do it sincerely, do it thoughtfully. And you know, I wrote here that most times it is not only the good part that we should ask from our customers, not only the part where they should praise us that we should ask. We should also be open-minded enough to ask for constructive criticism. Or if you would not like that word, use a better word for productive feedback, or ask them, where should we improve? If you don't want them to tell you that, okay, this part was bad, then where do you want us to improve? So rather than them saying, this part, say, okay, improve on here, improve on here, improve on here, improve on here. And it is not just for us to post it on our status that your cake was sweet. You just screenshot it and crop out the constructive criticism part. Just crop it out and post it on your status, just so that people will know that you're making sales. Pardon me. No, the next point says, respond with compassion. Respond with compassion. Isn't that true? That most times, as business people, when they send us feedback, the first thing that comes to our mind is status. They go here, let's pepper them. It's now only you remain, only you never buy from me. Why you dey dull now? And they just we sometimes I should have done it before. So I'm part of this table. As I'm breaking it, if it falls, me and fellow and fall too. So don't think I'm just saying it from an abstract listing. Sometimes we get to as soon as we get feedback, we're just okay, thank you, and we run away. We focus most times on the systems, the products, the service, and forget about the people behind those products. So when they tell you their feedback, you respond with compassion. When I wrote here that when you take feedbacks, it is not only to post on your social media platforms to tell people that you're making sales. Not only that, it's very good to tell people you're making sales. That's the essence of this class. However, sincerely make sure that you show them that you're sincerely concerned about their needs, that you want to serve them better. That's why you're asking for this. And you believe that since they have given their constructive criticism or the areas where they believe you should improve, that you are going to compassionately put it in your plans to improve. Yes, improve. Then the next one, work things out with them. Work things out with them. You see that thing they told you, that place they say you should improve, or that place they said is good. Make it better. Somebody said, if better is possible, then your good is not enough. Said if better is possible, your good is not enough. Let me please. All right. Said if better is possible, your good is not enough. So whenever they give you their constructive areas of improvement, make sure that as much as you can, put it into your process the next time. And I'm not telling you to change your product to suit one customer. As much as possible, let it be that you took action as regards what they asked for. If your customers figure out that okay, you just asked and you didn't take action, it will make them feel that okay, this guy doesn't value me. And every human being goes where they are valued. Every human being goes where they are valued. They don't. If you if you come to a place and you notice that everybody is just giving you the cold shoulders, and whatever you say, they'll be like, okay, we don't know. They just shun you. It would take a whole lot for you to want to go back there. I don't know if you understand. So try and make your customers value you. The more you make them value you, the more you deposit money in their emotional accounts, they value you. And when they give you constructive criticism, if you can't put it in your process, you can't tamper with your process to put it in such a way that it suits them. Make sure you take action. That's the word. Make sure you take action. That if you cannot solve their problem, you can redirect them to someone who can. It shows that you are more concerned about them than about your business. And that's the goal. That's the goal, to make them believe, yes, sincerely, that you are more concerned about them than just them buying from you. You're more concerned about them than just them buying from you. There's something I saw in the Bible again that I was fascinated about. People are always drawn to what they feel they own. I am not, personally, only me, I am not the miracle of men. I have people who have made to feel that they own this thing. They own this vision. And owning the vision gives them this zest to want to contribute. If you feel like you own something, you would want to contribute. If your clients feel that they have a say in your business, they will want to be close to you. They want to help. They want to patronize. They want to advertise. They want to buy again. Them feel that you are valid. You are valued, and you are valid and valued. They will feel appreciated, and they want to stay. I learned this principle from the Bible about people being committed to what they own. You remember the time when the children of Israel went on exile after 70 years, and after a while, over 70 years, they had to now come back, and they were building the temple, building the walls, building every other part of building their houses. But they were having security issues, so they decided to post people as security guards. But what Nehemiah did was, he said, post people close to their house, post them to places close to their house. And I was like, why? Now in Nigeria, if you join, or in other countries, not just here, other countries, and this is not just peculiar to Nigeria, I believe it's general. And so in most countries, when you join the army, they'll post you to like a different state or NYSC. NYSC, they post you to, if you school in UNN, they'll maybe post you to Zamfara or Taraba or Jalingo or some of these northern states. But if you schooled in the West, they will post you to maybe South or East. They just spread them like, and that's how it's supposed to be now. Since Nigeria does it like that, and NYSC does it like that. But I was ruminating on it, and I figured that no, people would give their best to what they own. If you post a man to serve, to protect an area around his house, he knows that his wife is there. He knows that his children are there. He knows that his properties are there. He will give his best. Like he would want to even stay over time when the person that's supposed to exchange him has not yet come. He can't just say it's not my work now, he will just leave. Because it is his house, he will want to give his best to protect it. So if you make your customer feel that now we get this thing, don't be just me. Great is miracle of men. Matthew is miracle of men. Faithfulness is miracle of men. Blossom is miracle of men. Alliance is miracle of men. Each and every one of us, we're all miracle of men. It is you and me that is whatever I'm saying here now. If you take it out and you put it in your business, put it in your product or your service or whatever you represent, this is miracle of men that's working there. It's happening where you are. You are part of the vision. It's not just one person that's coming to talk and show his face. If people feel like they own your business, they own your service, and owning is not in the sense of the other sense, owning in the sense of they have a say. If they feel that they have a say, they will give you their best. They will value you. They will run to you whenever they need what you have. So let's go to the next one. This one is very peculiar to me. It is one that I decided a long time ago that I'm going to inculcate in my life for the long run. And I'm not going to just do it for business. It's for any way I find myself, which is mind your conversations. Mind your conversation. I wrote here, mind your language, but it won't depict the whole picture. Why? Because language, we may think language is just to talk. When I say conversation, I mean both your talk, your body language, your facial expression, the proxemics, the artifact. We talked yesterday about the different forms of communication that is non-verbal. So mind it. Be very cautious of it, because yesterday we discussed that people see your outward appearance first, and your customers see your outward appearance first. And outward appearance is not just words. Outward appearance is not just what you say only. It's part of it. But outward appearance is both your body language and all those things are listed. So if you are very cautious of it, you pass across a message to somebody that they are valued. Did you know that there's a way you behave around somebody? Person will know that no, this is not where I'm supposed to be. You can be telling them, oh, thank you for coming. Yes, we value your yes, thank you for buying from us. And your shoulders are cool. Your tone, the tone of your voice, that's audio, abbreviation, whatever. The tone of your voice is somehow, the tone of your voice, it doesn't depict that thing you're saying. It makes them feel, okay, if he will not value me like this, let me look for somewhere else. And one of the greatest things you should not say, or you should find a better way to say it, is to tell your customer they are wrong. That thing is, if you tell a human being, it's generally a human being that, see, you're wrong, it bets up this need to put up a defense system. Everybody has an ego. When I say ego, I mean a self-perception, how you perceive yourself. And if you tell somebody you are wrong, it's like telling them is an indictment on their intelligence, on their sense of judgment, on their choices, that statement, you are wrong. Hey, let me give you a funny story. I'm not perfect, so I did something that let me say I regret. I went to market on the other day, and I went to buy leaf. I went to buy this leaf. The woman was she said, I asked her, how much is this one? She said 250. I asked the other one, she said 200. I was like, no, I need just 100 naira because it's too plenty. I mean, that's what I wrote in my list. So she divided it, and I went somewhere to buy some. I told her to cut it. I went somewhere to buy something else. But I noticed that the one she showed me was not the one I was behind her. I not noticed that the one she showed me was not the one she was cutting. I came back, I was like, madam, how far now? This thing looks small. I thought you said it's 100 naira. She was like, it's 100 naira. I was like, okay. Let me see the other one. She brought the other one. It's not bigger than my own. She was like, no, that she told me that it was 250. So this one that is bigger than my own is 150. While the one she's peeling is 200. It's 100 naira. I was like, no, now that's not what you said. You said it was 200. I said, yeah, give me the one of 100 naira. She said, you are wrong. You are wrong. No, she said, you not lie. You did lie. I was like, it just struck me. I was like, you see? She said it again. Now lie. You did lie. Oh my Yahweh. I just looked at her and I said, you know what? Thank you very much. I'm not buying again. I just walked away. Yes, I said that may not be the best way to have done it, but you see that word, you are wrong. You did lie. And she said, like, she was emphatic about it. Someone that comes to buy from you, what do you go, try, you can, I believe you can find a way to see, we are intelligent. I believe most of us here, we are intelligent. All of us here, we are intelligent. That's, we are schooled. So you can find a better way to say, instead of saying you're wrong, you can be like, I believe your better judgment is misconstrued. The big English self is not confused to make the person agree with you. I don't want trouble, I don't want more English. Rather than just hitting cheating on somebody's. The goal is avoid telling your customer you're wrong. Avoid telling people in general you're wrong. It puts up a defense. Another one is to criticize people, to condemn them, or to complain. Criticism it has never been an effective tool to communicate or to get people. You can't tell somebody to come and sew cloth with you when you criticize how bad they look. I don't know if you understand. You can't tell someone to come and sew. You say, oh yeah, come and buy my product, or come and let me offer you a service. But you are telling them in such a manner that, okay, the one you already have, who sold this cloth for you, Oga? Abi madam. See how the thing make you look like moi with them press inside nylon. Come make I sew you better cloth. That statement you made is enough to just make the person shut his heart against further attacks from your criticism. So avoid criticism as much as possible. Make it look like because if you make it look like you are trying to criticize them, they will put up a defense system against you. And putting up a defense system against you is one something you don't need. Believe me, you don't need it. So I've said the next one, I've mentioned it before, is to make people feel important around you. If people come around you and they get this sense of this cold shoulder from you, even you, if you go to a place where people give you cold shoulders, you won't want to go back there again. But if you make people feel like $1 million around you, you make them feel like $1 million, like they are worth plenty, like, you're welcome. I love. That is why I always tell you guys, thank you for coming. Because I sincerely, as I've repeated it over and I'm saying it again, it is one thing for people to call, and it's another thing for other people to answer. It's one thing for someone to call, and another thing for others to answer. I called, and you answer. And it's something I don't take for granted, and I will keep telling you over and over and over again that you guys have a special spot here. See my heart here? Yes, that's where it is. You guys have a special spot. And I'll say it over and over again. Believe me, I almost felt emotional that today was the last day. Honestly, I almost felt emotional. But I believe that we'll still have more time together. But if you make people feel that they are valued, when your clients come around you, the things you post on your status, the words you say, your communication to them, both verbal and non-verbal, it gives them this feeling that, oh, I'm worth much. And people always run where they are valued. If you know you're not valued in a place, you will not want to stay there. So if you create an atmosphere of value for your customers, they will value you, and they will want to come back every time you call. Show honest interest in others. I talked about it that when they give you feedback, when you get feedback from your audience or from your customers, show that you are genuinely interested in the feedback they are giving. Don't just take the feedback flippantly, like, okay, yeah, I've gotten there, yeah. There are some people I love being around. Because when I get to them, they give me their undivided attention. And another thing is, most times in these our days, we tend to use our phone frequently. And one habit I figured that is prevalent around millennials is that when someone is talking, you're pressing your phone and you're saying, I can hear you. That thing alone is obvious that you're not giving the person your full attention. If there's something you're doing on your phone that needs to be urgently done, tell the person kindly that, okay, I would love to give you my full attention. I would love to give you, I want to hear what you're saying. However, I am in the middle of something now, and if I allow you talk, I will not be able to give you that full attention. So let's reschedule a time that I will be able to attend to you well, because I don't want to miss any detail that you give me. See this thing I just said now can make somebody feel like $1,000,000. Just to be like, wow, so he wants to give me his full attention. The next when you tell the time when you meet, the next time when you meet, the person will take you very serious because you took him very serious. So show honest interest in others. And then this one is very important. This one is very important, and we have to work on it consciously. I had to work on it consciously. That I'm talking and it seems as if I'm laughing, I'm smiling. It's a conscious work, because before, people who know me, so somebody one day said that she thought that for how many years she has known me, she thought I was deaf and dumb. Because I had this face of, I was so, like, I had this serious face that souls are perishing and I'm here smiling. Why should I be smiling when people are dying? Stuff like that. So I had to look at it and I said, no. The next point is have friendly facial expression or body language. It is sometimes we do it unconsciously when our minds are thinking of something serious or something important. We tend to just zoom out to another world, and I will sometimes forget that people are not seeing our mind. What they are seeing, our facial expression, our body language. So give them this facial expression that shows them that they are valued. Give them this special facial expression that shows them that they are important. Give them this facial expression that shows them that you are approachable. There are some people that I cannot go and, like, it took me a lot to go and approach them and talk to them, even when I needed their help. But it was as if when I met them, they were the sweetest and kindest. But that body language, that facial expression drove me away for a long time. So try and work on your facial expression. It shows them that this person is approachable. This client can easily approach you for something. So another one is also stay away from arguments. It doesn't help. You can't win an argument. If you are trying to argue with somebody, do you know, I figured recently too that as soon as you tell somebody that this thing you are doing, can you do it this way or do it the other way? Immediately, that's the average human being's default setting, to want to just defend what you have. I told you that if someone tells you are wrong, it's an indictment on your intelligence, on your better judgment, on your logic and everything that you represent. Because once you bring out something, it's a comprehension of every other thing that you have inside you. So if somebody tells you that thing you've brought out is wrong, it's telling you that every other thing inside you is wrong. So try as much as possible to avoid arguments. If your customer tells you that your client or the person you're trying to make to value you, or your spouse, your girlfriend or boyfriend or fiance, whichever one, tells you that or has a different opinion from you, instead of argue, seek to first consciously understand the person. Because sometimes the major problem we have here on earth as human beings is misunderstanding. I told us that the mind of man is the shield that God put to cover the value inside of man. So before you can get the value inside of a man, you have to pass through the mind. And most persons don't know how to break that. They think it's an egg that you just hit like this and it will break. I told us that it's not like that. It's not like that. So once people tell you that this thing that you are like gives an opinion that is different from yours, seek to first understand. Seek to first break through to that value by passing their understand. That's getting to understand what they're saying. And when you get to how, I think this is important, so I should say it. How you get to understand people is to, first of all, you should tell yourself that yes, your own opinion is valid. That is, you are telling yourself that your opinion is valid, that it is valid, it is primo facie, that it is a law until proven otherwise. But let me keep it one side and listen to this person's voice. I'm not throwing it away. I'm just keeping it one side to hear what this other person is saying. Because if I hold this my opinion, it would prevent me from hearing another opinion. If you're holding something in your hand, you can't carry something else. I don't know if you understand. So you keep your own. It is valid, but you just keep it aside to hear the person first. And once you've heard the person, check whether what the person is saying is if you don't understand, if it is something that is as related to what your own opinion is. Compare and contrast, and if you figure out that okay, this person's one is true and yours may not be that true, have the maturity enough to say okay, it's true, you drop your own and pick up something better. Because if you have gotten to the point where you now understand you have first of all you have learned something more. What you had was not as I'll use the word big as the other person's one, and you have gotten the other person's idea. Now you have a more better idea. And then secondly, you have won the person's heart. If somebody figures out that you understand him, he's more open to your influence. Did you know that if you it's a check we and our parents? Most of us are young people. Let me check whether there's an old person here. So I'm safe. Don't tell them this. I want to tell you now. Did you know that sometimes the reason why we disobey our parents is because we feel that they don't understand us. When they say things, they'll be like, you don't understand. That's why you hear things like, it's not in your generation has passed. But did you know that anytime your parents say something that resonates to you, something that makes you feel like this person understands what I am feeling, you are more open to their influence. So if you get to a point where you seek to understand your clients, your customers, or whoever you want to value you get to the point where you seek to understand them, and you then understand them, and they get that sensing that you understand them. They'll be more open to your influence. They'll be more open to buy from you, to patronize you, to get you to supply them your service and your product. I don't know if you are following. If you are following, please tell me you're following. You can unmute your mic.
I'm with you.
We are following.
I'm with you, sir.
Thank you so very much. I really appreciate it. For that, for following, let me read out something to you. This is something very personal to me, and there's no other person in this world that has seen it. So I want to. You guys have been so dear to me that I want to read it out. It's my mission statement. I drafted it. Let me find it. I drafted it out last year for myself. It's for my life. This is what governs my life. This is what governs my conversation. This is what governs my outward appearance. So please don't take it lightly. I drafted it out on the 2nd of December last year, and I've been following it throughout this year. It says, I value greatly the things I put into my heart and mind, things that build me up, not corrupt me or weaken me, because it is out of the abundance of what is in me that I give. I seek to grow daily in perfect love for God first and constant, then man next and constant, respecting the opinions of others, the properties of others, the privacy of others, treating everyone kindly and avoiding arguments. In all my conversations, I am gracious in speech with the aim of bringing out the best in others, not tear them down, not cut them off. And when I teach, I am sincere and serious, using sound words that cannot be criticized, as I make my point with all patience. I value and seek to understand the different opinions of others, as it broadens my own knowledge of things. I hold strongly the principles of seed time and harvest, the law of work it and keep it in order, the principle of it is compounding, whether good or bad, the principle of if it is worth doing, it is worth being the best in. To be read fortnightly. Signed, Mma David Okechukwu. So, this is what governs my life. And I'm just bringing it out to the open because I believe that it's going to help someone. That your most valuable treasure are people. The most valuable things in quotes, on earth are men. And if you could have many men with you, you have their treasures, you have their patronage, you have their loyalty. And how you do that is by being conscious of your conversations. People see that's the mistake I used to make before. I earlier noticed that I have good intentions for people. I love people, honestly. I love each and every one of us, and it's sincere. I'm not selling anything to you, so I can't be saying it. I love people, but I figured out that my good intentions are usually misconstrued because of the wrong actions I take. People usually misunderstand my good intention because of the wrong action. So I had to ask myself, why is it that I have good intentions, just like some persons here have good product, can do good things, and render services. But why is it that people don't patronize? Why is it that people misconstrue my good intention? We talked about yesterday that the vehicle that converts good intentions to actions, to the appropriate actions, is called communication. So I decided to go and take time and study communication. I figured out that was my problem. I did not know how to communicate well. I did not know how to communicate my intentions well. And in the process of learning communication, I put all these things in place, telling myself I will not argue. I would speak graciously. I will avoid criticism. I will love God. I will love men. These are all the things I put in my mind that I soaked myself in, so that in my daily conversation, it helps me pass across my good intentions to people. The same way you can adopt this strategy, fill your mind with good, and out of the first statement I made, that I value greatly what I fill my mind with. So fill your mind with positive and important, relevant information that will help you communicate, pass across your message to your people, pass across your good intentions, your diligently built product or diligently canonized service. I'll use that word. You can pass it across to your intended audience. Once you can do that, believe me, every other trick, every other tips, every other hacks, every other thing you would learn in the future, or you learn online, subject to these things I just taught you now, they will produce more than you expect, and they would make sense, because I believe that some of the things that some persons teach out there lacks sincerity and honesty. People just do it just to, let's just leave it there. But if you can work out enough in the gymnasium of communication. You can be able to pass across your good intentions, your good products, your good services, the good message you have. Pass it across with a vehicle called communication. Pass it across appropriately to the people, and it will hit. And again, if you need to have a mission statement like mine, it took me a long time. I picked several things that are important to me, and I didn't just write it in a day. I refined it over and over again. If you need something like that, and maybe a life goal statement, I call it a life goal statement. I have my own. I don't know if I should read it out. Do you guys want me to read it out, my life goal statement? Or I should just continue? Let me continue. This is wonderful. I didn't plan for this. However, let me just pick out one. I don't know if it is here with me. I have this file, this legal part that I put I don't know if you've seen it, my important dates. So let me see if I can find it here. But if you need something like this, a life goal statement, a statement that governs how you see your future, how you see yourself, and then a mission statement that governs the techniques or the life goal statement that shows you where you are looking at, where you want to get to. Then a mission statement that shows you how to get there. Maybe you should just contact me after the class. I think let me leave this life goal statement because of time. I still have a lot to teach. So if you need something like that, just contact me after the class and find a way to get one for you. So this next law I want to give you is a bonus law. It's one that I'm still learning. I struggle with it a lot. I'm still learning it. That's why it's part of the last ones I want to talk about. And it may not be directly related to getting people to want to value what you sell or represent. However, now person will get business and the value now. Huh? So this law is going to help you. It's going to help you stay. It's going to help you continue. It's going to help you scale. Your business will last longer than most person's business. And remember, I talked about yesterday, you have to be passionate about your business to follow some of these laws. Because if you don't have that passion, you wouldn't want to give your due diligence to build. I don't know if you understand. If you don't have that passion, you will not want to work on your communication. If you don't love what you do, you will not want to treat your customers well. You will not want to go the extra mile, that's the word, to treat you. If someone doesn't value what he does, he would take it flippantly. So you have to value, first of all, what you want people to. If you don't value it, people will sense it that no, this guy doesn't value. They are not committed. And one way people view things, the majority of people view things is to know logic. People are logical about things. They want to know whether you are committed to this business you are doing, whether you are committed to them. They want to know what, why, how, and the rest. And I'll talk about that later if we still have time. So you have to value it so that first of all you value it and then you now take the steps. take the steps. So this law I'm going to give you would help you continue, to help you last longer than others. It is the law of work it and keep it in order. Let me repeat myself. The law of work it and keep it in order. Again, I learned the law from the Bible. Many are those times when I read my Bible. I love reading because I believe it's a book that has lasted this long has something to say. A book that has lasted, many persons have tried it and read it and tried to disprove it. Till today, they have not. So I believe it has some, regardless of the fact that, regardless of religion, I believe that the Bible has something to say. You see, this thing I'm going to teach you now, most people who are not Christians follow it. They know it and they follow it. They know it and they follow it. So it is irregardless of whether you're a Christian or not. So don't feel embarrassed, don't feel bad, don't feel attacked that maybe you're not a Christian. Nobody is doing that. So this is an accepting crowd. It's an accepting house. So the law of work it and keep it in order. I believe that the first instruction God gave Adam when he put him in the garden was, God puts the man in the garden to tend it and to guard it. That's King James. It says to till the ground and then to guard it, to keep it, yes. Till it and keep it. I checked it in another translation. It says God put the man in the garden to walk the ground and keep it in order. And I looked throughout life, throughout existence. I believe everything follows that principle. Walk it and keep it in order. Take for instance, your torchlight. It is so designed in such a way that you use the light to shine. But don't forget to charge it. That's keeping it in order. For the torchlight to function, for the torchlight to shine, it must be charged. You're a graphics designer. You are working your system or your phone, working it to produce exceptional, beautiful designs. Don't forget to take care of the phone. Don't forget that if you've noticed that a part of your keyboard is not working, don't wait until it dies before you go to repair it. In fact, let me tell you a story. I recently read a story about a poor man that has a goose. A poor man that has a goose. And the goose is a poor man's pet. The man is so wretched and poor that his best friend is a goose. You know what a goose is? Like a chicken, a dog. But he has prayed to God, prayed and oh God, give me money, make me wealthy. One day God answered his prayer. And when he woke up, he went to go and check on his pet. That's the goose. He noticed beside the pet was a golden egg. And at first he was like, who wants to play this trick on me now? So he wanted to take the egg and throw it away. But as soon as he carried it, he felt the egg was heavy. He went and checked the egg and he noticed it was pure gold. This guy was so excited. He jumped and was so excited. The excitement even skyrocketed the next day when he went to check the pet. He saw another egg. Obey, God has buttered my bread. The guy was like, he was so ecstatic about it, and that thing continued. Every day he goes there. He couldn't wait. Every day he will go there and get a golden egg. So he became so rich, so wealthy, so powerful that a side effect started happening. He now became greedy and impatient. So he was not too patient to wait daily to get egg. He wanted to get all of them at once. So he was going to kill the goose and open it up and collect all the eggs at once. He doesn't want to wait the next day. So he went and opened the goose up, killed the goose, opened it up. Figured out that there was no egg. After that, he figured out that he has lost the means of producing egg. Isn't that what some of us do? We tend to give more concern about the services we are providing, the goods we are offering. We tend to work it. Graphics designer, you use your system, you use it, or a programmer, you code. But sometimes we do not take out time to clean the system. We do not take out time to check on the processor, check on the other. I don't know much about it. Check up on the system. Let me use a classic example about this example, this law. While preparing for this class, I could be a workaholic sometimes. Like I could walk you out on that table. So I was gathering materials. I was looking, which one will I add? Which one will I put? Which one will I remove? Which one will I do? And I figured out that sometimes I used to forget to eat. I used to forget to sleep. I'll be under the code and I'm reading and I'm studying and I will forget. I will not even know. So a few days before this class, I fell sick. I felt so sick that I was under drugs. I was still preparing under drugs. Like I was sick under drugs and I was still reading. I would lie down under the bed, I was shaking and I was still studying. But I looked at it and said, no, this thing is not, I'm not following this thing. So I had to take out time to rest. Take out time to take my medication, even though I didn't finish it, so that I had to finish planning for this class. But sometimes we forget that the sewing machine we used to sew as a seamstress, it needs work. It works rather. It provides beautiful dresses. It does beautiful things. The wonders that come out from the machine is so wonderful that your clients are so satisfied. But remember, you have to oil the machine. If you don't oil it, the point will come when the goose will die, and it will become much of a problem. People like me who teach, you bring out knowledge from your mind, but don't forget to also read. As you are producing from your mind, don't forget to put more. Because the day you stop taking care of it, the day you stop keeping it in order, a point may come when you stop producing. And also, don't flip it to the other side. Don't go to the other extreme, where you are just taking care of your machine or your laptop or your phone, and you're not too concerned about producing. The point will come when you will not have enough to take care of the laptop or to take care of the machine. So let there be a balance. You know your business. You know the one that suits you. Tailor this example to your own. Make sure that when you are working, when you are reproducing, we talked about diligent, and I believe most of us are fired up to go and be diligent in their work. But don't forget, while you are diligent, don't keep it also in order. While you are working it, keep it in order. While you are working, keep your body in order too, because business people can be workaholics sometimes. We are so disciplined that we want to produce. You can stay up late. Don't forget to rest. Don't forget to eat well. Don't forget to listen to good music. Don't forget to feed your mind with positive things. Don't forget to keep it in order. Work it, but keep it in order. Let's go to the next one. Their time is fast spent. This work it and keep it in order. It's not just from Bible. I've heard of Stephen Covey also talk about it in his book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. He called it the P over PC balance, I think, where P is production. Yes, P is production, while PC is production capacity. That is, P is what you are producing. P is what you are producing, while PC is what is producing. I don't know if you understand. What you are producing and what is producing. What you are producing as a graphics designer are quality flyers, quality animations, quality designs. What is producing is your system or your phone. Seamstress, what you are producing, quality cloth, quality material, quality designs, quality pattern, seamless stitches and the rest. I don't know much about it, but what is producing? Sewing machine. Digital skill guy. What you are producing is apps. Are apps, websites, funnels, masterclass and the rest. What is producing? Your system. And also your eyes. Staying with system always has a side effect. Don't forget to take care of it. The point, if God forbid, if anything happens to the goose, there will not be any other egg for you to produce. Teacher, what you are producing is quality message, quality lecture notes, quality astute things from your mind. Don't forget to add more. I also remembered when I was trying to start preparation for this class, I was so overwhelmed that I forgot to read. I forgot to add. I made a decision to myself that I was going to read an hour every day for a while now. So I was so planning on to prepare to a point where I was not adding. The point came where my mind was weak. And when I'm trying to work the mind, nothing they come out. Like I'm thinking of something that is not relevant. I now figured, oh, is that it? So I now changed my strategy. Rather than just preparing and leaving reading, let me use preparation as reading. So I'm reading. Most of the things that I'm going to change, I found it recent. I read them recently, rather. So work it or keep it in order. If you are following, please, you can unmute your mic and tell me you are following. I'll really appreciate it.
We are following, also. We are following.
All right. The reason why I say you should unmute your mic and tell me so that I will know I'm not talking to myself. I know that all of us are following, and most of us will not want to say anything, but just that feedback, I really love it. So the last and not most, but the last and very important, thank you, Promise, the last and very important law for tonight. This one, they should play drum. The law of tithing. Hear me. Don't run away yet. I'm not a pastor yet. I'm not here to collect your money. I'm not here to tell you anything that will defraud you. Just hear me first. I believe that everything God says cannot be unsaid. Bible says that my words, God said that my words that come out of me will not return back to me without fulfilling the purpose for which it went out. So I believe that anything God says cannot be unsaid. So when God in the beginning of creation created man And the first thing he did was he blessed them. So man is blessed. Man is blessed. So man cannot be cursed. Man cannot be cursed. Man is blessed. However, if you check Genesis chapter 3, this is not a Bible class, but a point came when man did something that was wrong and that required punishment. And that punishment, God pronounced a curse. But God did not pronounce a curse on man. Remember, he has already blessed man. Man cannot be cursed. He pronounced a curse on the ground for man's sake. Follow me, I'm going somewhere. You will be blessed. So God placed a curse. And when I checked the word curse in the Bible, it meant execrate. Execrate. The whole big grammar there. When I checked up the meaning from different, the whole big grammar, I just summed it up to be strong hindrance. Strong hindrance. So God puts a strong hindrance between man and the ground. And remember that in those days, everything they did, it was an agrarian era, where all their businesses were land. Even their cattle and cows feed on the land. And when the manure, they use it on the land. So their major source of income, their business, remember this is a business class, their business there then was agriculture. So God placed a strong hindrance between man and the profits that comes from his business. So in the beginning, before God pronounced that curse between man and the ground, man was operating the ground, and the ground was giving it the fullness. When the part of the curse, summary of the curse was like the ground will not produce its fullness to you. There will be a strong resistance that you will toil and suffer, and the small that you get safe will not be enough. The translation said that it will not be enough. So follow me. We're going somewhere. So God placed that strong hindrance between man and their ground, then their business. Remember, anything God says cannot be unsaid. Anything God said cannot be undone. It must come back to Him in the fullness of bringing what He said would come. That is, it must perform the things that God said it would perform. So when you remember what I said that there's a strong resistance between man and the ground, which was his business. Do you know that resistance is still there up until today? Because whatever God says cannot be unsaid. So far as we are men and we are doing business, there's always a strong resistance between us and our business. Life not supposed hard, honestly. I believe that. Life not supposed hard. But because somebody did something that was wrong, he put that strong resistance there, and he made it look as if everything is just hard. To the point where when we even make money, we start using the money for things that is not that beneficial to us, like solving problems, sickness, go and buy drugs, court cases, money, debts we are owing after working for months, for weeks, or are people that earn salary, or after doing a whole lot of time-consuming job, tailoring, graphics design, selling a product or offering a service. After doing it and somebody pays you, that resistance or that strong resistance always comes there, to the point that the money they pay you is not the full amount. Left to, if it were as it were ab initio, like in the beginning, before the strong resistance was placed there, what you should have got should have been more than that. It should have been the full amount of that. And that little we get Sometimes some persons believe that the money just disappears. Money just disappears, like you don't know how you spend the money. That is that strong resistance. But God now decided to help man and put up another system that will counteract that strong resistance. Remember, it is still there and it will not go. It won't go because God has said it. So that system God put up is what I call tithes. What Bible calls tithes. Tithe, as to what was written, and that's not the place I'm going to, is 10% of what your crop then. Now that is your business, it's 10% of your salary, 10% of your wage, 10% of what they pay you. Take that 10% and honor God and tell God that, see, I honor you with this 10%. Give it to a church, the church you attend, the church that you primarily get your spiritual backing from, church you get your primary spiritual feeding, or the preacher you get your primary spiritual feeding or backing. That's the best place you should give it to, or any church at all. Yes, Bible believing good church. I'm not saying you should give it to me. So take it and give it there and say, this is my tithe. God now pronounced another blessing. Follow me. Another blessing that counteracts the effect of that strong resistance. So that blessing, Bible says that when you pay your tithes, it says, I will open the windows of heaven and pour down a blessing upon you that there will not be room enough to contain it. Then he said, I will rebuke the devourer for your sake. Remember this word, for your sake. Where did it happen before? In the beginning. Cursed is the ground, what? For your sake. Now, I will rebuke the devourer for your sake. And later on, you notice that he talked about your land will be a good place. So that rebuke was for that devourer he put there. So God saw that strong hindrance he put there is there and will still be there. But he made provision so that anybody who wants to overcome that strong resistance and get back to that original position of getting the full profit from your business should honor him with tithes and be entitled with a rebuke, not for you, not for your business, but for that strong resistance. So much so that when the strong resistance is coming, the rebuke is coming and will counteract itself and nullify it to look as if there's nothing there at all. And you will just be going seriously well like that. Let me use my beautiful diagram and illustrate it. This diagram is very beautiful. I took out time to meticulously draw this thing, like to get every detail. I don't want to miss the eye, the nose, the mouth, and the... Are you seeing this? This is a businessman. This is his business. This is his business. And there's a blessing from beginning. I told you from the beginning that, okay, I think this thing is just follow me, I will explain it well. From the beginning, God blessed man. So that blessing is already there. See it, the blessing is with your business. And you will get FP, means full profit. The ground will produce to its fullness because your business is going with a blessing. Are we there? The business is going with a blessing. Now, something now happened. Something now happened that introduced a strong resistance. A strong resistance. So your business and the blessing is still there. The blessing cannot go. The blessing is still there. But something now happens that a strong resistance comes that pushes back between you and your business, makes it hard, makes it look as if things are very hard. And when you get money, figure out that you may not spend it for something that's very important, and you no longer get FP again. You no longer get full profit. You now get P, which is just profit. Which is just profit. Are you saying now? But then, anybody who pays tithe, who honors God with his tithe, comes to a point where God will bring a rebuke that comes with tithe. I don't know if we are seeing. Are we saying this?
Yes, you can see.
Yes, we are.
All right. Thank you. So, see the tithe. Now you have two arrows pointing this way against one. So your blessing and your business coming this way. Your tithes are coming with a rebuke this way. And then there is strong resistance coming this way. It gets to a point where the rebuke rather, will have to counteract the effect of this strong hindrance. And it will return back to the original position as created by God. Are you seeing? It will return back to its original position, where strong hindrance coming this way has been counteracted by the rebuke coming this way. And you and your business can now get full profit again. Did you understand this? Or did you understand this, please?
For me, I understand.
Okay. Thank you for your response, Tifo. Blossom, Matthew, Promise, Mr. Chairman, Faithfulness. Great.
And actually, very small. Very small.
Very small. Okay. Promise, you understand? Did you understand it? Okay. Now, let me try it again. In the beginning, before God placed that strong hindrance because of sin between man and the ground, any business you do will give you full profit. Any business you engage yourself in will give you full profit. Is it possible that someone I want to ask for a little favor before I continue. Can someone take a screenshot of this and maybe send it to me later from your phone? So just So in the beginning, before God placed that strong hindrance. Okay, never mind. Just forget about what I just said and continue. Just listen. Listen. No need to take the screenshot anymore. Just listen. In the beginning, before the strong hindrance was placed between man and his business, every business you do must give you FP, which is full profit. Every business you do will give you full profit. However, when the disobedience when man now disobeyed, God introduced, he said, cost is the ground for your sake. And that cost is the ground for your sake, brought about a strong resistance between man and the ground, man and his business, so that every business you do will not give you full profit. It will just give you profit. The fullness of your what you should have gotten the ground didn't produce its fullness. Your business didn't get its fullness, or maybe it gets fullness, but the money is spent on things that are not too relevant, things that does not help, things like buying drugs, or you figure out that a time comes when you look and say, I thought I had money, and the money just disappears, and things get hard generally in life, because everything we do is connected to the ground. I remember that course was on the ground. All of us are stepping on something that is either our legs are on the floor, or we are on top of something which the leg is on the floor. So everything is connected to the ground, and that resistance is there. That is why sometimes you say, who you offend, who I offend. After sin came was when struggle. Bible now said they sent man out of the garden, and he began to toil and till the ground, till the earth. So the strong resistance was now there, to the point that everything we did was, it gets us to we have to put much effort to get little results. Yes, that's the word. You have to put much effort to get little results. But then anybody who honors God with his tithes gets another blessing, which I call the rebuke. Gets another blessing, which I call the rebuke. And then so I'm coming now with my business and my blessing. And then I'm coming now with my tithe and my rebuke. The essence of this rebuke is to counteract the effect of this strong hindrance that was produced because of disobedience of man. So that instead of getting just profits, I will begin to get full profits again, because the tithe and the rebuke has counteracted the effect of the strong hindrance. So this one is now here on this world. It's as if nothing is happening. Because if I bring in physics, if I bring an equal and opposite forces, they balance out. Equal and opposite forces balance out. If I'm pushing here and I'm pushing here, and two forces are equal, as I'm pushing two equal forces, I'm stable. It's as if nothing is happening. But if this force is greater, it will push it this way. If this force is greater, it will push it this way. The cost on the ground was cost is the ground for your sake. The blessing of tithe is, I will rebuke the devourer for your sake. So for your sake and for your sake meets. It balances out. I don't know if you understand. Two equal and opposite force. Blessing on this side, the cost on this side, equal and opposite, for your sake, because of tithe, balances out. So life becomes easy again. I call this law personally the law of ease. If you want things to be easy for you, honor God with 10% of your increase, to the point that you will place a rebuke to the devourer, that old devourer he puts from beginning of time, so that your life will be easy. It will no longer be you now trying to push the devourer. It's no longer going to be the profit for your business trying to push away the devourer. It will not be your tithe balancing out the effect of the devourer. So I don't know if that is clear enough. Is that clear enough? Blossom. Are we there?
Yes, I'm there.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you so much for following. Thank you so much for following. I'm really grateful. I think let me just give one more thing before I call it a night and say our goodbyes for now. There's an idea that came to my mind that I decided to share here with us. Did you know that now I'm done with the law of tithing and I'm trying to give an idea to anybody who can capture this? It applies both to graphics designer, seamstress, video editor. You are in La Buena Vida or Oriflame or any other beauty care. It applies in any walk of life. Do you know that you can get anybody in high rank to patronize you and be your consistent customer? You can get important people to patronize you. Let me tailor this idea down to tailoring. Tailor it down to tailoring. But if you're a graphics designer, whenever you hear tailoring, put yourself there and try to make this idea fit into your context, your content. As a tailor, there is a prominent man in your environment that you want to come and be sewing his clothes with you, or a prominent woman you want her to come and be patronizing you. Did you know that you can get that person to patronize you and still consistently come? Remember, you've done your due diligence to build. You have learned communication. You've learned how to value your customer. So whatever I'm saying now, this idea, I had to leave it to now so that we'll pass all this stage and if you follow it sincerely. You can go to you can, without going to the woman that you want to sew cloth for you. For graphics design, it can be like a church. You want to be their graphics designer or their video editor or their animation creator and what have you. But as a seamstress, you can look at the woman that you want you are targeting this woman to patronize you. You look at her without even asking her. Maybe you ask someone who knows her measurement, or you can just picture it, her measurement. Measure it well, length, width, breadth, and the rest. So a very beautiful, pretty, exotic dress for her. Remember, she's wealthy. She's very wealthy. It's not just somebody who patronizes you and be pricing you 1.5. This thing, so up and down. If I don't know how much it's so I'm just saying. You saw this beautiful dress, very beautiful, clean and perfect, and take it to her. Oh Jesus! Take this dress to her, and you are like, "Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am." So I've been watching you for a while, and you are a prominent lady in this environment. You have contributed a lot to our community. And you're someone of high standard, high class and high standard. Someone that most persons want to be like. A valuable and respectful woman like you. And I'm saying this sincerely. And I'm not saying this to flatter you, because sometimes flattery may not do the work. But I'm saying this out of my sincere heart. You've done a lot, and you deserve to be recognized. You deserve to be said thank you to. You deserve for people to recognize the profound contribution you have in our society and on our environment. So I decided to say thank you. I decided to say thank you with a befitting dress, a dress that fits your class, your personality, a dress that makes you, that gives you that respect that you deserve. Remember, you have to have done something beautiful, something diligent, and something profound before you start saying all these big things you're saying, because she's going to try it out. So you take the cloth and tell her that I designed a beauty, sewed a very beautiful dress that befits your personality, and to say thank you. The dress that is, and there's no string attached. I just decided to bless you with it, to say thank you for your contribution. Thank you for all you do for this community, or all you do for wherever she does, whatever she does, besides on it. Then give her. If she's somebody who is, if she's like most wealthy people, she will want to give you a gift. She wants to say, okay, how much does it cost? She wants to give you money. Don't collect it. Don't collect it. Just tell her, no. This is not, I'm not trying to, no. It's my, I don't want it. It is not the manner of the generous to receive a reward for a kind deed. So it's just me being myself and saying thank you. She will insist to say no. Say no. I say okay. So I'm a tailor, as you know. I will stay across the street, so and so place. So it's just me. You leave. If she goes and tries that dress on, and the thing suits her so well, and she'll be like, wait, this person did not take my measurement and sold me this beautiful dress. That means if she takes my measurement, then I should be out of this world. And she wears the dress, and people compliment her, say, wow, she becomes her favorite dress. Don't call her, you don't text her, you don't do anything. She will look for you. She will look for you. She will look for you. Believe me, she will look for you. She will look for you. With this thing, I believe you can approach anybody. With all you've learned these 3 days, I believe you can approach anybody at all, and get that person to value what you sell, what you represent, the services you provide. And with this, I want to say a big thank you once more for these 3 days. The one we started with what is most important, which is diligence, which is giving your best, giving your all. Because we will be doing you a disservice if you get people to come to what you do, and what you do is not as it should be to get the attention of people. If it doesn't depict if we teach you how to get people to come to you and it doesn't depict something of value, you have lost them, and it is harder for you to get somebody to trust you again than for you to get them to trust you for the first time. Remember, I said it's harder, it's not impossible, it's harder. So, we started with being diligent. Give your best. And we define diligence as, who can define diligence for us? Without looking at your notes, please. Who can define diligence? I think I mentioned it today, once or twice. However, for the want of time, we have just 3 minutes. We define diligence as the state of being accurate, exact, and perfect, deviating only within acceptable limits. Diligence, instead of being exact, accurate, and perfect, deviating only within acceptable limits. So if you get to a point where you are accurate, exact, and perfect in whatever you are doing, believe me, you will catch attention. Did you know, one last point before we go, did you know that the average attention span of a human being is about 8.25 seconds? As at this year, mid this year, research has it that the average attention span of a human being has dropped lesser than a goldfish attention span. You can hold the attention span of a goldfish for 9 seconds, but a human being is now 8.25. That means you have less than 3 seconds to capture their attention, and less than 5 seconds to to keep their attention and get them to value what you are saying. But somebody who is very diligent, who has done due diligence to build, done due diligence to get his product so valuable, has built up yourself to a point. For those who are service reps, like for you to sell a product that is not your own, like our beauty care ambassadors who sell products that are not your own. You've done your diligence to study on your product, study on it, build up a stronghold of truth, build up a stronghold of exactitude, build up a stronghold of perfect information. I believe that in this 3-second world, this 8.25 second world we live in, you can be able to capture people's attention with your diligence. I believe that everybody has time for a diligent work. And then day 2, after you have done your diligence, you also have to work out enough in the gymnasium of communication to be able to communicate your good intents, to be able to transport your diligent product to an audience, a target audience that suits it, a target audience that needs it. That's what day 2 was about. And day 3 is to give us applicable principles that will keep our customers we have already attracted to become, instead of being just customers, they become loyal friends. You've built a mansion in their heart. Whenever they need your service, your product, you are the first name that comes to their mind. The first name that comes to their mind. So they are no longer just your clientele. They're no longer your fans. I don't really like that word. A friend, my neighbor, I don't know, you send a broadcast, he's a musician, send a broadcast and say, hello fans, I have released a new music, and I'm saying, like, waiting concern me with your music. I don't really like that word. So instead of them being fans or customers, they become loyal friends. They become loyal friends. Friends that will stay with you, they will patronize you. You will not even necessarily have to put too much effort to sell to them. You will not necessarily have to put too much effort to get them to buy. But a little communication will just withdraw from your trust account. They will patronize you. So with this said, is there any question anybody has to ask me? Whether it is day 1, yesterday, or today, or any special question at all. Let me just take out, even if it's 5 minutes, to answer any question at all. From any topic, business, life, whatever it is. If there's any question, I would really appreciate it. Any question at all, from any source, from any walk of life. So what we are saying is, we learned and we understood everything that was taught within these 3 days. I hope we are following. If you are following, please tell me you are.
I am.
Thank you.
I'm following, sir. I'm following.
Thank you so much, Ntifo. Thank you. So, yeah. So, I hope the class was worth your time. I hope it was worth your money. I hope it was worth your attention. I hope that with what's said here today, you're going to get yourself out there, believing in the profound nature of the things you have, believing in the fact that the product you sell, the service you render, or whatever it is that you want to get out there as a message, you believe it, that it is quality. You believe it that it can serve. And I also believe that you will take me with you for any reason at all, whatever it is you've learned here to these 3 days, it will, if you apply it, that is when knowledge is only complete when you take actions. In taking actions, we know who knows. Now, there's a popular saying that said, follow who know road. That's where no road, now that's the way they move. And not just person they move, that's the way no road. So we've given you laws, principles, and tips. We've given you ideas. We've given you even drawings, giving you drawings. What did we not give? And if you take action, that is when it's worth. If you start putting these things to action, start committing yourself to being the best in what you do, and then start valuing man, because man is the most expensive and most valuable commodity we have here on earth. If you take actions and begin to value man, I have you in my heart. And wherever you go, you take me with you. Wherever I go, I take you with me. So it's been a privilege to spend these 3 days serving. Honestly, you guys cannot know how much you mean to me. You cannot know how much you have eaten my heart, eaten deep into my heart. And I'm just so, I feel like we should just continue, keep going. However, we still have to put into actions the things we've learned. So after now, this class will be ending. However, if you have any issue at all you want to talk to me about regarding business, regarding life, regarding whatever it is, I believe I'm a time mastery coach and a life mastery coach. Business is just one facet of it. I give it my best because I believe that it is business that powers, it's economics that powers every other aspect of life. So, if you have any issue, any challenge, any question, whatever it is you want to speak to someone about, from these 3 days, I believe you should know that I'm an accepting person. If there's any way I could be of help, I would really appreciate it. And also the mission statement I talked about, life goal statement, this is something that would have cost people that come to me a huge amount. However, I'm going to do it at no cost. For the fact that you've spent these 3 days with me, it will be at no cost to help you build your life goal statement, mission statement. Then the next Miracle of Men will be organizing. I think I've started working on it now, but it's on how to build a social media following. Something I'll have to try out first, then confirm if it works. I'll be able to teach it. So just look out. You don't necessarily have to leave the group. Certain tips will be posted here. Business tips that I think will be helpful. Each and every one of us will be posted here. So you do not have to leave the group. Just stay around, stick around with us. And I believe with time we get to know ourselves better. So I've said enough. If you leave me here, I will talk till next week. Just give me water, let me be drinking and talking. But we need to go. Tomorrow is Sunday. Let's go and prepare for church. So with this, I would want to say thank you some more. Thank you. I can't get out of thanking you guys. God bless you. Thank you. I love you guys from the depths of my heart. I say it without apologies. I love you guys, and there's nothing you can do about it. Thank you. I will be ending the call now. Yes. Are we still here, please? There's one last thing I want to say. Are we still here, please?
Yeah. That's it.
Okay. I want to hear your feedback on this class. That's very important. I want to hear your feedback. If you cannot send it to this group or the WhatsApp group, please send it to my DM. Where you enjoyed most, very important. Where you liked most, the thing you like about the class, how it went that was particular to you, the place you enjoyed most, and then the place where you think we can one is very important. The place where I really want to improve in the next class. Really, really want to improve in the next class. So I want to hear each and every of our feedback. Where we enjoyed the class, where we did good, and then where you think we should improve. So that's very important. So once more, thank you very much. There's in Apayabon to say, okay, you wanted to say something, Alliance?
No, I just want to say thank you. So we are grateful.
God bless you. I'm so grateful. God bless you there. Thank you for coming out. And guys, I don't know if I have said it. I don't know if she feel embarrassed about it, or let me just leave it. She's a beautiful lady. Alliance is a very beautiful lady. So I'm just saying. So in Akwa Ibom, we will say before Iminam Tutu. Before Iminam Tutu means you guys are too much. You guys are too much. You guys are amazing. You guys are, or I would say before Mifon 88. Before Mifon 88. You guys are amazing. You guys are super amazing. I love you guys from the depth of my heart. I'm so grateful for you guys coming out. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much once more, and God bless you all. Have a beautiful night. Have a beautiful evening. See you soon.